Okay, now we are in Meridian in the village, and the reason we're in the village is because I feel like it really encapsulates what Meridian is like. It's much busier here. It's also a little bit nicer. The contrast between this area, which is kind of the hub of Meridian, versus the hubs of the other suburbs you guys have seen. A lot more shopping here, a lot more restaurants. I mean, just in the village alone, I think there's 6 or 7 different restaurants just in here. Plus, that doesn't include the second section of the village, which has Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out and Cafe Zupas and Zuli's. So you have a lot more stuff to do in Meridian pretty much everywhere. It's not just the village. And you guys can see it's very nice. I hear from a lot of clients that it reminds them of California or some of the nicer areas of Washington or Portland. So you get a lot of this in the Meridian area, which leads us to kind of the feel or the environment. So Meridian's definitely nicer. You definitely have a lot more things. It's clean. Meridian's very clean, but it feels more like a city. There's more traffic, there's more busyness, there's more people around. And so it's not the smaller suburbs that we've talked about throughout the rest of this video. Now, when it comes to the communities, the neighborhoods, some of the other feels of Meridian, you have a wide range of things. You have North Meridian, you have Central Meridian, you have South Meridian. So Central Meridian, a little bit older neighborhoods, 15, 20 years old. You have the downtown area of Meridian. North Meridian, South Meridian, you have smaller or newer, nicer neighborhoods, more master planned communities, right? With pools and parks. Meridian, speaking of parks, is also going to be one of the suburbs that has the most parks. Discovery Park, one of the best parks in the entire valley. You have Heroes Park, you have Settlers Park, you have Fuller Park, you have tons of parks everywhere. You have Kleiner Park behind us at the village here. There's always things to do outside, and Meridian is this busy and just has that, city feel. Okay, now to build the stereotypical Meridian person to see if you would be somebody who might fit in or feel like you'd get along with this type of person. So kind of the mesh of everybody, but somebody who definitely is more talkative, more social, wants to go do more things, wants to be around people. Your average cars, it's not going to be anything crazy. They'll probably own, I don't know, a Toyota RAV4 or a Ford Camry or a Toyota Camry, something like that. You're going to have a mix of everybody. There's going to be a ton of different types of people that live in Meridian. I'd say the social part is more so the case. Most people here, you're probably going to be a little bit outdoorsy. You probably own a bike. You like to go for walks. There's a lot of walking paths in the Meridian area. You might be a foodie. This person would probably be a foodie and probably be in the middle of the spectrum, leaning maybe 75% red. So somebody who may consider themselves socially liberal, but the rest fiscally conservative. You have families, retired people, you have a mix of everything. You are also probably somebody who is in the workforce. You either work in Boise, you work in Meridian, you work from home, and you want to be close to just about everything. So that social aspect, I think, from Meridian is probably the biggest difference between everybody else. Some of the smaller suburbs, you're going to have people who are more quiet, more homebodies, more out in the outdoor space, camping, versus Meridian, you're going to have people who they want to play cornhole on the weekends. They want to go meet at the restaurants and have a drink and have a glass of wine. They want to go to the parks with their kids, things like that in the Meridian area. And they're okay with traffic. Traffic doesn't really bother this type of person in the Meridian area. So small details, but I think details that matter. And you can relate on each of these suburbs to decide who you fit in the best with